Thor throws a hammer that always returns to his hand. Indra throws a Vajra, a thunderbolt, that always returns to his hand. Doctor Strange opens portals between dimensions and guards reality from mystical threats. Shiva opens the third eye, controls time, and guards cosmic order. The Hulk transforms into an unstoppable rage monster when his human host loses control. Narasimha, Vishnu's fourth avatar, was a divine rage monster who burst out of a pillar when it was time to protect the innocent. Coincidence? Not even close. Carl Jung said it. Myths don't repeat because cultures copy each other. They repeat because humans share the same psychological architecture. And Marvel isn't creating new heroes. They're rediscovering ancient ones. Let's start with the most obvious one. Thor, the Norse god of thunder, was adapted by Marvel in 1962. Indra, the Hindu god of thunder, was written about in the Rig Veda around 1500 BCE. That's 3,500 years earlier. Both are kings of their respective heavens. Both wield thunderbolt weapons that return to their hands. Both are warriors who protect the realm of the gods. Both have a reputation for being powerful, but not always wise. But here's where it gets interesting. Indra's most famous myth is killing Vritra, the serpent demon who swallowed all the world's waters. Without water, life dies. Indra splits Vritra open with his Vajra and releases the rivers. Thor's most famous myth? Battling Jormungandr, the world serpent, a serpent so large it encircles the ocean. Both heroes, both serpent-slayers, both protecting water and life. Joseph Campbell, the mythologist who literally created the framework George Lucas used for Star Wars, argued that these aren't coincidences. They are archetypes. The thunder god archetype represents the force that breaks stagnation. When life's rivers are blocked, when things have become stuck and stale, the thunder god arrives to shatter the blockage. In your life, that archetype activates when you finally confront the thing you've been avoiding, when you break through the paralysis. That's not Thor energy, that's Indra energy. It just got a new costume. Doctor Strange is a brilliant surgeon whose hands are destroyed in an accident. His rational, scientific worldview is shattered. He travels to the east, learns mystic arts, and becomes the guardian of reality, protecting the universe from threats that exist beyond the physical dimension. Now listen to Shiva's story. Shiva rejects the material world entirely. He sits in meditation on a mountain, covered in ash from funeral pyres. He has a third eye that, when opened, can destroy anything, even reality itself. He guards the cosmic order, the balance between creation and destruction. He wields time as a weapon. Both are ascetics who left the ordinary world behind. Both have powers that come from discipline, not birthright. Both guard reality from threats that other heroes can't even perceive. Both use geometric symbols of power. Strange has his mandala shields. Shiva has yantras. And both represent the archetype Jung called the wise old man, the figure who has transcended ego and sees the deeper structure of reality. But here's the key difference. Doctor Strange had to lose his hands to find his power. Shiva chose renunciation voluntarily. That's the psychological upgrade. Marvel's version says, you'll grow when life forces you to. Shiva's version says, you can choose to grow before the universe has to break you. The Hulk is Bruce Banner's rage made physical. When Banner loses control, the monster emerges. He's terrifying, destructive, but ultimately, he's a protector. He destroys in service of the innocent. Now consider Narasimha, Vishnu's fourth avatar. The demon king Hiranyakashipu had a boon that made him virtually unkillable. He could not be killed by man or animal, inside or outside, during day or night, on earth or in sky, by weapon or by hand. So Vishnu became Narasimha, half man, half lion, neither human nor animal. He killed Hiranyakashipu at twilight, neither day nor night. On a doorstep, neither inside nor outside. On his lap, neither earth nor sky. With his claws, neither weapon nor bare hand. And the reason for this divine rage, Hiranyakashipu was torturing his own son, Prahlad, for being a devotee of Vishnu. Narasimha is rage in service of the innocent. The Hulk is rage in service of the innocent. Both represent the archetype of sacred rage, the idea that anger isn't inherently destructive. When directed at genuine injustice, rage becomes divine. Your Kali video taught you that. Narasimha proves it. And the Hulk commercialized it. Superman is the most powerful being on earth, but chooses humility. He could rule the world, but serves it instead. He's raised by humble parents who aren't his biological family. His true power is unlocked only when he's needed most. That's Hanuman, raised humbly. Power hidden by a curse, activated by devotion, not ego. Serves Ram with total selflessness despite being strong enough to do anything alone. But Superman also echoes Krishna. Both are divine beings sent to Earth during a time of crisis. Both grow up in rural, humble settings. Smallville for Superman, Gokul for Krishna. Both are the most powerful being in their respective narratives, but choose to guide and protect rather than dominate. Even Kryptonite, Superman's weakness to a fragment of his home world, echoes Krishna's death. Krishna was killed by a hunter's arrow that struck his foot, the only vulnerable part of his body. The most powerful being, undone by the smallest vulnerability. These aren't coincidences. These are the same story, wearing different costumes across different centuries. Thanos believes he's saving the universe by destroying half of all life. Resources are finite. Population is infinite. The math demands sacrifice. He sees himself as the hero. Now consider Mahishasura, the buffalo demon who conquered all three worlds. He too believed he was restoring order. He had a boon from Brahma himself. He was the ultimate tyrant who genuinely believed his rule was justified. Both are villains who see themselves as necessary. Both have acquired cosmic level power through discipline, Thanos through will, Mahishasura through tapas. And both are ultimately defeated not by brute force, but by a specific kind of power they didn't account for. Mahishasura could not be killed by any god, so the gods combined their power and created Durga, a force that was none of them, and all of them simultaneously. Thanos couldn't be defeated by any single Avenger, so the Avengers combined their efforts in a way none of them could individually. But here's the deeper psychology. Both Thanos and Mahishasura represent what Jung called inflation, when the ego absorbs archetypal energy and believes it has become divine. You've seen this in every cult leader, every dictator, every CEO who thinks the rules don't apply to them. The myth isn't warning you about external tyrants. It's warning you about what happens when your ego stops having limits. So is Marvel stealing from Hinduism? Not exactly. And that's the point. Campbell's theory of the monomyth says that every culture independently creates the same stories, because those stories map to universal human psychology. The thunder god archetype exists because humans universally experience stagnation and need a symbol of breakthrough. The rage protector exists because humans universally feel the need for righteous anger against injustice. The humble god exists because humans universally admire power held in check by compassion. Marvel didn't steal from Hindu mythology. They tapped into the same collective unconscious that Hindu mythology tapped into thousands of years earlier. The difference is this. Hindu mythology came first. It's deeper. It's more nuanced. And it doesn't require a $200 million budget to change your life. Every superhero story you love is a diluted version of a myth that's been doing the same psychological work for 3,000 years. You just didn't know where to look. Now you do. If this changed how you see both mythology and Marvel, subscribe. We decode the psychology hidden inside the world's oldest stories every single day. Link to the Psychology of 10 Hindu Gods guide is in the description. Which connection blew your mind